What is happening in it? J Gamer Dude here, and I'm going to be doing a post-platinum, post 100% trophy earning review of this game right here called Resident Evil Reverse. And I feel like a lot of people have probably never heard of this game. That's because it's an online-only, multiplayer-focused game that was, well, it is a multiplayer-only sort of deathmatch-style game that was released alongside, or maybe afterwards, I can't remember, but it was a pack-in title with Resident Evil Village. So if you bought Village, you would have had access to Resident Evil Reverse. That being said, however, I just thought I'll quickly show the trophies of this game just to say, hey, I did play through it enough to where I did earn all the trophies in the game. And the main thing to keep in mind is that this is an online-only title and therefore is going to become unplayable shortly as of me recording this. So that's why I kind of went out of my way to earn the 100%. So question is, what kind of game is this? Well, simply put, it is basically a deathmatch mode. A deathmatch mode with a slight twist that makes the game somewhat interesting on the surface, but gameplay-wise doesn't really add much. Basically, we play as a human character from the Resident Evil universe, and after we get killed, we'll then turn into a one of the monsters of the Resident Evil universe. So the characters that we've got to play as are basically listed here under humans. So Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine, Leon S. Kennedy, Claire Redfield, Ada Wong, and Hunk. These were the original characters. Now we have Umber Eyes, K9 Lobo, Night Howl, and Tundra that were added on after the fact through patches. Now, there are these DNA canisters that you can find throughout the area, and depending on how many canisters you get, you'll turn into a different creature after death as a human. I said canisters, they're actually called virus capsules. So if you have no capsules, you'll turn into a fat molded, which is the single most useless Resident Evil creature that you could possibly be. However, if you have at least one, you could potentially be a Lycan, which is a fairly fast dude with a sort of a big hammer. The Hunter, which bites everything to death and doesn't have any eyes, so basically legs and a giant mouth. Or you could be Jack Baker with his like giant pair of scissors constantly comboing off everyone. Whatever you become is completely random, so you can't choose, oh, I want to be Jack Baker, or oh, I want to be Hunter Y, or I want to be Lycan. And if you have two virus capsules, you'll either be Nemesis, big hunky man, or Super Tyrant, both of which are actually quite powerful, but because of the poor balancing of the game, you can still quite easily die as these characters. Now, standard match is just basically open lobbies and things like that. Passcode match is basically just private matches effectively, but it's all the same. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump hopefully into a match of this game, because there is also a very good chance that I might not find a match at all, and this entire review is basically just going to be menus from a gameplay perspective. So hopefully we'll just kind of see how that goes. But basically the game is third person over the shoulder. You will only have 2 weapons per character, and you can pick up stronger weapons in the actual maps themselves. Now, that being said, however, you cannot interchange weapons between characters. So the 2 weapons that every character starts off with are all just, only those characters can have those weapons. The weapons that are littered across the map are actually much stronger weapons that can be used to blow up other players with less shots, basically. Alongside that, the maps themselves aren't particularly numerous. In fact, from what I recall, I think I only saw maybe 3 maps total. And maybe there is still only 3 maps as of this point as well. I can't say with absolute certainty whether or not that is the case, but the maps are relatively small, so there is always going to be a scuffle in the middle of the open areas of each of the maps. Because while there are small corners that you can hide in, there is always going to be a single central area that is openly available. Say, for example, the Baker House, basically the lawn area is the big area, or if you're looking at the Raccoon Police Department or the RPD, basically the main central hall area, that's basically the most open area. So, yeah, there really isn't much to say. Characters, we've only got a few. Creatures, we've got even less in terms of variety, and the creatures we want to be are randomly randomly picked based on however many virus capsules we have, which is not ideal. But the idea of this game is supposed to be completely dumb fun. But that completely falls apart. Oh, I think we're actually going to be in a match. Because this is the second time I'm recording a review. And the thing is that the first time I recorded a review, I could not find a match at all. So you will actually now be able to see a match as of me re-recording this review. So we're doing RPD, or the Raccoon Police Department. So basically, we get points when we kill as a human or as we kill as a creature. But we get more points if we kill as a human. And of course, the more kills we get without dying, the more points we get. And hell, we could even get multipliers on top of it. Now we've got items like green herb for healing ourselves. And we also have ammo that we can pick up and collect as well. Now what I'm going to do is hide in the corner here. Looks like people are already falling over and dying, and I can see that some characters or some players are playing as Ada at the moment. And that's going to be a massive problem for this game because, like I said, balancing is an absolute nightmare because, this game is extremely poorly balanced. Basically, Ada Wong is the single most overpowered character in the entire game, without a shadow of a doubt. Everyone can kill... Ada Wong can kill just about anyone, I think, at this point. Also, we can get only 2 dodges or so at most, but we could also get 3 potentially. Now, see, I'm the fat bloater, which barely can kill anything, so I'd rather self-destruct and not allow anyone else to get additional points off of my death, basically. I'm also not particularly good at the game. I don't know if you've noticed. Oh, damn it. Jeez. Ada Wong player, damn it. Ada Wong, again, single most overpowered character in the game without a shadow of a doubt. And that really sucks. Like, I hate that so much, how poorly balanced this game is. And it makes it extremely unfun to play through, basically. Like, at the moment, I can at least say without a shadow of a doubt, I am not having fun playing this game. And honestly, I was not wanting to touch this game ever again. But yeah, I thought that I only would do it just for the review. So yeah, handful of characters, handful of weapons that can't be properly, changed around or anything like that. The game is not fun at all, and is hurt by the fact that there are some people who are just extremely good at the game that doesn't really help matters either. And also, Ada Wong is just the single most broken character in the game. In addition to all of this, I don't know why this exists. Like, there is no purpose for this game to exist when you really think about it. But yeah, let's just see if we can find someone else. But like I said, maps are small, so I mean, that's at least one positive thing. The game doesn't look completely god-awful. And, well, I'm kind of running out of things to say because there really isn't much to say. And I suppose that's really what it ultimately comes down to. In fact, I don't know if the recording of this video is even going to look particularly good or whether it's going to look quite, somewhat framey, to be honest. Because a lot of people who play this game now are basically people who just only ever play this game. Well, at least I got someone. Alright, he was just standing there, but at least I got someone. Oh, crap, stay away from him. Okay, anyone who punches or anything like that, you want to stay away from him. Oh, double kill, but I died anyways. And I'm going to be a bloater because I forgot to pick up a goddamn, what's it called? Virus capsules. So that kind of sucks from my perspective. The game runs fine and all that. You need a bare minimum of 4 players to start a match. So boosting the game can be a bit of a nightmare if you don't have other people to help you boost the online trophies, which I absolutely did. Are you kidding me? I'm not going to be bothered to play this game and actually, put time and effort into some of this stuff. God, no. But yeah, so with that being said, it's alright. Game itself, alright. Actually, no. Why am I saying it's alright? No, I actually hate this game. I would never play this again, if I'm being completely honest. Whoop. There was a dude there, and then this dude here. Now, where did the dude that I just followed go? Huh. Oh. Stay away from his punch. That's the main thing. Oh, got him. Yay. I don't know. Like, there seems to be a hell of a delay as well now that I'm noticing it. So there's a bit of a delay. That's a bit unfortunate for whatever it is, for whatever reason. But yeah, really don't like this game. Definitely unfun for sure. Completely broken, an absolute mess. Completely lacking in content as well. Definitely worth pointing that out. And again, just not good. This is not a good game, and I don't think anyone should play this game, and I'm glad that it is no longer available for people to play this game. And I cannot stress that enough. So, because the thing is that, hey, if you buy Resident Evil Village now, you won't actually be able to buy this game anymore, or you won't be able to get this game anymore, I should say, because like I said, it was a packing with Resident Evil 5, why did I say 5? Resident Evil Village, and so now that is no longer purchasable and has in fact been removed from being able to be downloaded. That being said, let's actually talk about upgrades as well. So in this game, you can upgrade your characters by adding perks and upgrading those perks. Basically, you get these things called RP, which is basically raccoon points, if I remember right. Or it's results points. Why did I think it was raccoon points for some reason? Anyway, result points. And you use these result points on... So if we go to humans, for example, and I'll pick Hunk. So we'll just like... It's basically these things here. So these ones at the top are basically upgrades for your sort of human character, with the white pluses or the white symbols here, but these purple pluses down here are for when you become a creature. You can extend your life, for example. You can deal more damage, or you can take less damage, or you could boost, your energy capacity, other things like that, making yourself invulnerable, which is hidden behind having to pay for more microtransactions, which, by the way, this game has a lot of microtransactions. Unfortunately, I can't really show you because the game has completely removed it since the announcement of this game shutting down as well, so worth keeping that in mind too. But yeah, so ultimately, in the end, I absolutely hate this game. I despise it. I don't think people should play it. I am glad that it is no longer going to become playable moving forward, but it is unfortunate because I would rather games exist in perpetuity to some extent, no matter how good or bad they are, because I want people to see just how much this game sucks. So, with all of that being said, however, I'm not a fan of it. I do not like it. But I forced myself through getting the 100%, which, by the way, the most difficult trophy in the game, hands down, has to be the fact that you need to win a match with each of the main characters that you start off with. So here we have Chris, Jill, Leon, Claire, Ada, and Hunk, basically. But with all that being said, however, let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments below. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to the channel. I'm aiming for 500 subs by the end of the year. With all that being said, I do upload every day, so I'll see you guys tomorrow.